to another episode of Nomads of the Cosmos. We are
back.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're
off to
fantastic start.
back with a
Excellent start.
vengeance. That burrito came out.
It's all that pasta. Like I'm trying to get all this out before Saturday, as
Downsides
Saturday.
of carbo loading.
Yeah, well, not even carbo loading. It's just I made too much. I followed the recipe and I made too much. But yeah, I just need to get it all out of my system because on Saturday that's when Charity Palooza starts. By the time this comes out, we'll know how well Charity Palooza did. I'm currently trying to get a hard yes or no from the owners of my company, aka my dad and uncle, if they're willing to match donations again this year. So yeah, that will just be waiting in process because I asked and then never heard anything, and then I asked again today, and I'm like, okay, I need an answer, so that way I can give motivation to have people take your money. But you know what? I was thinking about it today. I've been over the past couple of years, I've really gotten back into like reading. It took like almost, I don't know, 8 to 10 years of just getting out of college to be like read for fun again. And I know a couple of years ago, I might take someone's answer, so I'm not gonna say it. Heck with it, I'll make him say something different. But I read through the whole that one book series, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Do you want me to give you your answer?
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. So I read through that. That has literally no inspiration on this campaign. But but one of the books I found this article and it was like, hey, cool sci-fi space opera books that have come out recently that are worth reading. I remember I saw it, and then when my computer like freaked out or whatever, I lost that article. And then Hop, friend of that I do the other podcast with, told me that she was like reading this book, and I'm like, that's the book that I was trying to find the name of because I'm like, I want to read this, but I couldn't remember. And so funny enough, we were talking about Barnes & Nobles earlier, and I stopped in Barnes & Noble to get a different book, and then I stinking got it. The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. Yeah. It's, I don't remember anything why it was good. I just heard it was good, and so I got it. And now I will have to read it because it cost $20.
That's a motivator.
18. So I'm much better at reading audiobooks, but I'm like, I want to start building up the practice of reading physical stuff again. But I was wondering, what is a sci-fi book that you read in the past, either growing up or maybe in recency, that you're like, this is cool? And I just realized I think I might know Knight's second answer.
Maybe, may not, because I do have one specific that is more spacey related that I was thinking of.
Look, I don't want to talk about your drug fantasy books, okay?
So I'm curious what you think my next answer.
I don't know
would
the
be.
name of it. I just remember because you were on the Pointless Discourse podcast and you mentioned another series that I can't remember with talking ships.
That's actually the one I was thinking of, which would be the Ian M. Banks Culture series.
Well, do you want to just go, or do you want to think of another one?
Well, so that's the one I was thinking of. There is a Brandon Sanderson series that I've read 2 of them so far, but the Culture series is one that is very appropriate to what we're doing with Traveler, in that it's all about space and giant spacecraft and smaller spacecraft and massive, huge
Babies.
galaxy-wide civilizations and all sorts of things of that nature. Ships that are solar systems big, that are like literally their own complete system from start to finish.
That sounds like a lot of work. Why would you build something like that? It sounds
Because you need to go somewhere.
No one needs to go anywhere with that.
That might be slightly overstated size. I don't know if they're quite that big, but they're definitely planet-sized ships in the fleet.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm trying to remember the other book that I know I have in my room, but I'm not getting up. How about you, Nate? You look like you had a book or 3 or 8.
Yeah, I have a few books, just a few. When it comes to sci-fi, I think some of my favorites have been Artemis, which is a really great book written by Andrew Weir, the guy who wrote The Martian.
Okay, yeah.
Also, The Martian, great book. Very realistic sci-fi, like almost not really sci-fi, but still technically there. Another one that's really good is called The Punch Escrow. Really great book on, like, kind of time travel and cloning people. Really, really interesting premise to it. Love that one. And then I think one of my favorite sci-fi books, which is hilarious, is a book by Timothy Zahn. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I was trying to Google it, but it's a heist story set in the Star Wars universe, featuring Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Never heard of them.
I figured they're very few, very like, yeah.
They're pretty
Small
indie.
part.
Yeah,
Small part.
you probably have never heard about them. I'm not surprised you haven't heard about them. But anyway, I'm trying to remember the name of the book. Can't remember it right now, and it's not popping up immediately when I Google it. But it was a really interesting, just like really fun heist story set in the Star Wars universe, which I think they would do very well if they started making some movies like that.
Mm-hmm. I had a joke, and now I can't find what I was looking for. Yeah, now I did. Look, Han Solo and Chewbacca, yeah, I don't know. They might be some, like, B or C listers. They're not Droopy McCool. Or Cy Snoodles.
Gotcha. I don't know who those are.
Droopy McCool is the woodwind player in the band.
Okay.
He's like that fat, shirtless, 3-eyed alien dude.
Yep. Okay. The name of the book that I was thinking of is Scoundrels by Timothy Zahn. That's the one.
You would like a book named Scoundrels.
I do like a book named Scoundrels. Yeah. It's even got a guy that stole a lightsaber, and the blade of the lightsaber has been shrinking over the years, so it's only like a light dagger at this point. And there's
They make a pill for that.
lots of jokes
I think
about
all
that.
3 of us had
It's
the same
pretty
joke.
funny. Yep.
I was absolutely going to throw it out there.
I'm just sad that they haven't made an actual light dagger yet, where like Kylo Ren just takes like the little like hilt off the side and like the little extra bits of force, like lightsaber energy, is just like a little dagger that he stabs somebody with.
Yeah.
I mean, given that it's all done with the Force, you would think you'd be able to control how long the blade is.
Right.
Yeah. It's.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know enough or care enough about the Star Wars universe.
Well, because you have to be at least Force sensitive to be able to wield a lightsaber at all. So you would. I'm pretty sure.
Not in the current.
No, to wield the dark saber, yes. To wield.
No, not even the darksaber anymore.
Nate, let me
You
sound
do not
like
have
I'm
to
smart.
Honestly,
I
you
just finished watching the majority of season 4 of The Mandalorian. All right, I'm
You
basically an
finally
expert
watched
here.
it. Look at you.
I had the flu for 5 days
You
and ran out of
pirate.
Mission Impossible movies, and I didn't pirate it. I used someone else's Disney Plus account.
I need to catch up on Mandalorian and all of the other.
Yeah,
never
I didn't
started
get through
it.
the whole thing. I was very sad. Very fantastic.
It was a cloning
And
good
the
time.
latest the latest series is very good so far. I think I'm on episode 3 or 4.
How about you, Josh?
So my favorite, like, space fantasy books are written by C.S. Lewis. It's the Space
I knew
Trilogy.
this was coming up.
So Out of the Silent Planet,
Yes!
Pearl Landra, and the Hideous Strength, or That Hideous Strength. And I think my favorite scene, and this is something that's like just constantly like blown my mind. I can't remember what book it's in because I haven't read them in a while, but there's this scene that they're just walking on like the surface of this planet, and I think it's like the first book that they wrote. But they have these flowers, and that's how they breathe in space. And so it's like so D&D to me, and it's like so just like TTRP, like tabletop role playing game, like centric of like, you have this flower, this is how you breathe. If you don't have this flower you die. And these kids are just walking on the planet of a space, like they're walking on a planet in space, and they have a flower that they can breathe oxygen out of, and it was like the coolest thing in like little Josh's mind. My younger version of myself, not anything else. And
yeah, that was Out of the Silent Planet.
Yeah, and it was just like, so that like still like, so every time I think of anything space oriented, that is the scene that comes into my mind immediately. And I'm sure there's other space books I've read, like in like sciencey stuff. Like I was looking it up. I was like, all right, show me sci-fi books, and I was like, ooh, that's what I read. But the Space Trilogy by Mr. Lewis, Clyde Staples Lewis, is my favorite.
Yeah.
That's one of the only convincing arguments for the fact that there could be aliens in the universe, in my opinion. Like, his books.
What was that noise?
That was me saying,
Oh.
Bro, that, like, yeah. I don't know.
we are the aliens, Nate. We
Oh,
are
sure,
the
but, like, having the, I don't remember what he called them, but having the, like, non-physical beings that are kind of in charge of every planet, and then the one of them that was on Earth that kind of goes rogue, and, like, oh,
Spoilers.
man. I mean, there's a reason it's called Out of the Silent
Dave.
Planet.
I haven't read them.
And
Yeah. That's like saying spoiler alert to the Bible. I mean, everybody should have read it at this point.
Spoiler, he's alive.
Oh, man.
Cain?
Yes. Methuselah
There's
still
a
lives.
bug in my apartment. Get off my new lights. I can't punch them. Anyway, so I have a couple books with space travel that I've read in the past couple years. First one, which is an older book, Hyperion by Dan Simmons. Classic. I heard like this is really good. I still haven't read the second one. Stop downloading it.
Not while we're streaming.
But no, it's really interesting because it's like 7 people, like a little bit of a mystery, but then also like talking about their connections with this planet and everything. And I don't know, good book. Another one that I really enjoyed, which it doesn't start off. I'm realizing both these books kind of have the same, each chapter is its own like short story. But it's this book called How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu.
Gesundheit.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said Gesundheit.
Oh, thank you. But this guy, he pretty much, the whole gist of the book is like, it was like written like a year before COVID or like during COVID, and it was pretty much something very similar happens, but then eventually they go to, like, it kind of goes to where they go to space, and it's a pretty cool like kind of what they talk about and like how they discover space travel while having all these other weird things happen. And there's another one that I thought of, but now I don't remember it. So there's that. We'll just stick with those two. Technically, Pathfinder has space travel in it. That's how the elves get there.
I was thinking Brave New World by Huxley. That's what my... For some reason, I really like books from like the 30s and 40s. Like, I don't know.
They were good.
I don't know why all of my space books...
Back before the man got into it.
I'm a big
there was this great radio show back in the day called Dimension X. It was back in the 40s or 50s. Great audio dramatization show. If you ever get a chance to like look up some of the episodes or listen to it, very, very interesting stories, and they had good actors and actresses for voice and stuff, and it was really good, really good.
It'll be interesting to see if we ever do develop faster than light travel, what form that technology will end up taking. Which sci-fi has ended up actually getting it closest?
Yeah.
I think it's going to look like a mixture of what you see in Star Trek and like the things on the back of the Millennium Falcon where it like lights up real fast and then everything's just beams of light. It's going to be a mixture of both of those happening at the same time.
I think the most plausible is some variety of wormhole-based travel, but it's even that type of a technology is still a long ways off from being able to control it in any form.
Absolutely.
That's how they say UFOs are flying now. All of the unidentified flying objects. But it's just time travel from the future to the past.
Oh, it's an unidentified aerial phenomenon now.
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies.
They wanted
The
to
little green men
expand the
don't exist
classification. No, they wanted to expand the classification, apparently.
No, that doesn't sound right. I was I was going to say they're rainbow women, but that came out sounding way too aggressive.
Well, now that's recorded. And by the time I go to edit this, I'll forget that line's in there. So why don't we just move? Why don't we go?
Moving right along.
Don't cancel me.
That's not the song I wanted. This one. Maybe. I don't know these songs well enough yet. Sounds good enough to me. Last time on Nomads of the Cosmos.
You did never not share the computer audio.
No.
Whatever.
I think that's that.
No music.
You guys, Nate doesn't even listen to it. He said
That's
that
true.
already.
He doesn't.
What?
Well, I can't turn it off when it's on Zoom.
There it is.
Sonny poops. Yeah, so we last time they were able to get our crew. They were able to get onto Moore Station, or it's not Moore Station, Moore Spire. Gained a little information, got a lay of the land, made it their way through security, maybe made a few friends, to where they found out that they have an apartment that is ready in the Orange Dwarf sector that is also paid on Hunter's account, Elsie's husband. And besides everyone getting very confused on some code switching and other, just all these other people, we, yeah. Oh, and also apparently there is some sort of either physical or some sort of sickness called vegetarianitis that is being rumored on the ship. But anyway,
not on our ship.
What? Our ship's made of meat. I ask, your room is ready. Last week when we recorded this, you guys said that you wanted to go. Is that what you would still like to do?
Yeah, I think
or is there somewhere else to go?
I think it would make sense to go get our room set up and figure out, maybe where some of the places
Yeah.
we could potentially go is.
Mm-hmm. I think having been cramped on a ship for however long without really good quarters, because I'm just assuming our quarters on the Scout is just like bare bones, like here's this mat, and it's not like a bed. It's like Ilse's just like, I need my 40,000 thread sheets.
Yep. So, yeah, you guys head south towards the bottom of the spire, leaving kind of the food court area, because that's where you guys kind of went earlier. I don't remember what you guys got, but that's meat.
It was Kelly's
Yeah.
Steakery and Cakes. And it was
Yes,
Gibbon's steak.
that's- Yep, there it is.
At least
Gibbon's
Gordo.
Yep.
So anyway, you
Shit's
guys.
the animal, let me eat it.
So yeah, you guys are able to go down there, and you make your way through, and pretty much you get to this elevator hub, and we can go to this song now because this seems more. It's not like we're in the slums. I should have just stuck on this, but you can definitely tell this is where everything is still very nice, but you can tell this is where it's a little bit cheaper, and there's kind of just a lot of different elevator chutes, kind of going over, or rather hubs. There's kind of one for it's kind of set up a little bit like the rainbow colors, where they have the red, the orange, blue, green, yellow, indigo. I'm trying to remember the colors of the rainbow.
Purple. Yeah, you're right. You got it.
Yeah. So
My 4-year-old
that are
would
all that would align with the different hotels. So you find the orange one. You find the orange sector, and then from there you're able to find pretty much where the orange dwarf is located, that sector. So yeah, you go down these stairs, and you kind of have the elevator music playing, and then maybe as you're just going down, you a voice comes over the speakers, is hello customers, if you are interested, tonight we'll have a live performance up in wherever the thing is, the Crimson Birth of a live rodeo with some of the most terrifying animals that are around the galaxy. Tickets cost money, as I don't know how much money everything costs. Tickets are 100 credits. I don't know if that's a lot of money.
It's not. That's
world.
not a lot of credit at all, or a lot of money.
Okay, it is. It's a decent amount of money that I'm not going to look up. But any poops, or
There's probably a table for that.
Regular guns cost 1,000 each. That's where the cost is on stuff.
yeah. So we'll say the because there's more just kind of an attempt to get people in the casinos, and it's tickets are 500 credits.
Put them on
Per
Hunter's
group.
account.
He can afford it.
And it's just remember, if you're having a good time, you'll have the best time here at Moor Spire. And then just and the music comes back on as you guys all come out of the elevator. And sorry, the end of the song distracted me for a second. So yeah, you guys pretty much go down many different a couple different hallways, And you find your room. Let's see, where? Stupid mouse stuck on the wrong monitor. Yeah, so you're right about to get into your room, and yeah, you guys actually see some people crossing like the hallway that you just like kind of near the end of the hallway. Just kind of walking by. So, what would you guys like to do? Like just go in the room, or
does that mean that anybody that we might recognize that we should talk to?
Well, if you're gonna look at them, I can. If you're looking at them, they're still like at the far end of the hallway. But if
so, like they're the hallway behind us, or
yeah, like you're in the middle of like the hallway of the two. Like it's like excuse me, like a hallway that it's not like a dead end. It's like you're like on an aisle, and there's like other there's like two other hallways that connect to it. So you're kind of in the middle, and like kind of where you just go, you hear someone like walking, and if you guys turn around, you guys notice moving pretty quickly. As soon as I try to find my notes here, you see a man with like dark scraggly hair, kind of short, kind of has like this mean kind of face on, but is like kind of has the uniform of one of the you would recognize it the same as Emmy Rhodes and Lauren Ellison from that you guys just met, like a very similar uniform to theirs. And so, and he's wearing glasses. Pretty much, he's escorting this child, who like is just kind of looking down at the ground. The child kind of looks like they're not like limping or anything, but they just look scared. And you notice, very not being hidden at all, that there is a briefcase handcuffed to the arm of this child. But what really sticks out, and maybe because it's something that kind of aligns with stuff that you were looking for, is that the glasses on this human are bright sapphire, and they just kind of go past you, like towards kind of the same direction that you came from the elevators. But they're kind of, it was a real quick glimpse, and they're going pretty fast. Like they weren't stopping.
So seeing this person walking by in the briefcase and everything, Ohila's gonna turn and just, I'll be right back, and go to the end of the hallway and try to see which elevator they might be going through and what floor they might be getting off at. Mm-hmm. Just like not following them all the way onto the elevators or anything, but just like watching the displays and stuff to see where they get off.
Yeah.
Or where it stops.
So, pretty much, there's the like all the information of like where the elevator would be or where it's going is on the inside. There's no like, all you can see is like if the elevator's going up or down. And like there's a couple turns, and like every time you kind of turn, like you kind of just see like this, like their feet just turning like around the corner. And by the time you get there, you see like the elevator close, like as the person kind of looks at you, Elevator close. The man looks at you. Elevators close, and then it just shows like the arrow for pointing up. There's no like numbers or indication of what floor it's going to. You just know it's heading up.
Is there any indication of where these elevators reach, or is it just like back to the main? Would that be just going back to the main hub or something like that?
There are hubs, but like you would also know that there could be a couple different like hub sections depending on how high they go. Like pretty much it would go like kind of up to the entry level of like there's different sections of like whether it be like, as I think I mentioned before, like the biospheres that would have different like gardens set up in the area, and like kind of smaller, more niche food court areas. But then these hubs will also go all the way up to like the main entrance thing where you guys came in from security before heading up to like the big giant food court.
Yeah, I was just trying to get an idea if this is something that would go straight towards the Crimson Casino place, or if they'd have to go through a couple of stops to get there.
You would know there would be another elevator or a connecting thing. That's pretty much you can't get from the apartments up to.
It's kind of what I thought.
You can't get to
might
the
be
bottom
case.
half all the way up to the top. There's like the middle hub section.
It's kind of what I figured would be the case. But...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'll head back to the group and with that information in mind, and share that with the rest of the group once I get there. But hey, that looked like it might have been who we're trying to meet, and they went up.
Well, the good news is, all we gotta do is grab a kid. Easy.
Well,
And
we don't want to be
Elsie's like-
noticed specifically either.
And Elsie
Stick 'em in
goes
a bag.
to. Very good. Elsie goes to Gerudo. Well, we don't have to grab the kid. We just have to maybe take a hand.
No, we specifically asked that, and they said you have to not harm the person that it's attached to. You gotta grab the kid, but it's a kid. Grab him, knock him out, stuff him in a bag, take it back to the ship. Bob's your uncle. Easy to do.
Yeah, but how are we going to get them through security if they're knocked out?
Medical emergency. They fainted.
Oh, yeah, we do have to smuggle them off. Got you.
Or we take the vac suit style body bag, shove them out an airlock in it, go out, retrieve them later.
That
Elsie,
could be tricky
no,
to
good night.
do. I mean, we can't exactly go flying in the station's airspace, space, without clearances.
Elsie just goes,
Um,
that's the stupidest idea I've ever heard. And I once
Well, I
got
haven't heard
very
any
drunk
from
on
you.
this space station.
What about a trash like a trash chute? Can we get him out with, like, trash?
what if we start by maybe checking out this concert
Maybe
that
Don't knock them
that was
out.
being promoted
Maybe,
and see if Sapphire's there?
maybe we just have to bribe the kid with steak or candy. Kids like both of those, right? Steak and candy.
Candy
Maybe-
steak?
Did you notice it was a boy or a girl?
It was a boy.
Toy guns.
Real
Or
guys.
real ones. Yeah, I was gonna say real ones also work. Those are also really good and effective at bribing young boys.
Quick question.
Quick answer.
Are you guys still in the hallway having this conversation? No one said they were going in. No one went into the actual apartment.
I
I
feel
mean,
like
I-
we're just awkwardly huddled around each other in the hallway having this discussion.
I had imagined that as soon as I say like I'll be right back, that they would go in the room, and I would have caught up and joined them in the room. Is what I had kind of thought was going to be the case here.
I'm just making sure because both work, but one is definitely funnier.
I feel like Ilse and Gerudo just kind of like stood in the hallway and like just like both mentally processed everything that just happened while O'Keel just like went.
Listen, Gerudo doesn't come up with brilliant plans like the ones he's just been spewing forth on a moment's notice. It takes some time for him to figure out, okay, we need to figure out how to kidnap this little child and throw them into outer space in a vac suit type body bag.
And Ilse
I'm not actually.
No,
I'm not convinced we have to actually kidnap the kid until we talk to Sapphire.
It's very true. Very true. Ilse still likes her plan of taking the hand off.
It's the child, Ilse.
It'll grow back. It's
wonderful
fine.
technology on this spire. He'll get a new hand.
Your society is much higher than mine, and you are a barbarian.
I'm technically more of a ranger, but sure.
So, like, at this point, like, whoever's holding the key to the thing, it buzzes and lights up again, and a voice comes. Excuse me, is there problems entering your room? Would you like us to contact maintenance?
No,
hello.
no problem. No problem.
Okay.
No, we were just standing here discussing, trying to figure out where the best place to buy a steak is. Any suggestions?
Yes. On the center floor, there is Kelly Steakery and Cakes. There is a good cake/steak combination. Also, if you are looking for something more unique, down on the 37th and a half floor, there is Wubba Dubba's Big Old Meat Stack. It is, what the locals say, kinda delicious. And now, excuse me, as I write down that stupid name, because I know somebody's going to go there. What the heck did I just say?
Wubba Dubba's Big Old Meat Stack. On the
Wubba
37th
Dubba.
and a half floor.
I definitely.
You know where we're going for dinner.
As soon as you said it, Dave, I started typing it. Because there was no way. I was missing that.
As that was leaving my mouth, I'm like, shoot. I don't remember what I called this.
It's going to have a new name by the time we get there. It's all good.
No, it's written down.
We'll rename it. It's fine.
Look, who doesn't want to go to
stuff down.
WDBOMS?
With the bombs.
Yeah.
With bombs.
Wubdum. Yeah, Wubdum Bombs. Wubdum Bombs is, like how everyone says McD's, Wubdum Bombs.
It's the Wubdum Bombs. I love it.
Wubbas. We're going to Wubbas.
So I think I would assume that we take our key card and open the door to the room.
Yeah.
Alright. So the hallway is just to help you guys picture it, like this, not fluorescent, but like a bright orange, like the floors and walls and ceiling is orange. The lights are they're normal lights, but they're kind of eclipsed by the natural orange glow of this room, and there's like a pattern floor that is like a little bit mesmerizing to look at, with all the designs and all the colors that are going on. That can be a little bit confusing, but as you guys open up this room, it is it is a pretty decent sized apartment. I'm blanking on everything that you guys mentioned before, but it's like you can see there's at least 2 bedrooms, where there's a couple different like actual, like one of them has a bunk bed, the other one has just a normal bed in there. The walls are like a peach kind of color as you walk in, and there's like a huge wall display that is just playing like silently like a scene, like a pre-recorded like aquarium that is like kind of giving off this like soft blue glow into the room. The floors are kind of a soft neutral carpet with a small kitchenette in the corner and a couple couches. But yeah, and it's also, since it's more Spire is just a super fancy place, there's also a washer and dryer and central air for only one of the bedrooms.
For only one of the rooms? Interesting.
Only one of the bedrooms. It
also,
flips in between.
It's also a space station, so I'd expect pretty much the entire atmosphere.
It is. I was just making a goof.
I was like, how does that even work?
Look,
I mean,
sometimes you just gotta get those kids to sleep, and sometimes it's just cutting off life support in a room.
Just long enough to get them to pass out, and they put it back on. Yeah, that makes sense.
Debatable.
Sure, we'll go with that. So, I guess, so you guys, you think we should get tickets to this concert? Let's find out what we need to get these tickets and go to the show. So I think we want to see if Sapphire's there and see if we can make contact. I mean, it's Sapphire being down here. Maybe they're actually staying close to here, and that make our life a whole lot easier too.
Okay. Yeah, and Ilse presses the comm. Just goes, 3 tickets for the show tonight.
And like when you say that, like the wall display like kind of like digitizes like this, like where it's happening, and like kind of just asks like for the price thing. Like it's all run on that like giant display that's on there, and you're able to like find like they have like the nosebleed seats, the general seating, and then they have like the pit, depending on where you want to sit. And like even though the price said like $500 per group, like you can tell there's different price tags for where you want to sit, which it's only like $500 to get in and like the nosebleeds and general admission, but to get down close to the stage, it's just like an extra 100 credits.
Oh, then yeah, of course.
Best concert seat pricing ever.
Yeah, I think Garuda's just kind of like, okay.
Ilse goes, are there VIP packages?
And it's like checking. And they're going, it's like, please give me, or sorry, not, the computer wouldn't say please give me, allow a couple minutes as we find out your query. And you just kind of see like a circle that like is like just spinning.
Can't escape them even in the future.
Loading.
So,
Ilse goes, I think
while it's doing that search, what would you guys like? Yeah, you guys like wanna? Wow, brain. You guys talking about any plans you're trying to do for? Well, like pretty much what do you guys plan on doing while it's checking this for you?
I think Garuda's going to be kind of sitting there trying to figure out other ways to kidnap this poor child and get them out of here safely without having to chop off a hand.
I mean, technically,
if you
we
guys
only
wanna
had to
talk
keep the
about it.
package safe, not necessarily the courier or the carrier. from
Ilse's
it.
going to shoot
I
the hand
feel
off
like-
more than chop the hand off.
I feel like we ask about chopping the hand off or something like that, and we're expressly told to not harm.
No, what it
Courier.
said in the end was, so we sign up for the job, we're picking up dust attached or inside a silver briefcase. It normally comes with a carrier. We have to smuggle them off. So we have to
we
smuggle
potentially have
the
to take the
carrier
carrier
and the
with us.
briefcase.
So, child, carrier,
They never said we had to take them both in one piece.
briefcase.
They said we have to smuggle
I-
them.
so I think as I recall, we were told that the carrier may be required to open the package when we get once we retrieve it. So we can't just leave. We can't harm this carrier. And besides, we can't go harming this kid. I mean, we need to at least talk to Sapphire first, I think, and find out what their part of this is. We're given their information, and I mean, we were told not to really trust them a whole lot, but I think we can probably make arrangements with them somehow. Just
While
offer them
O'Keel's
some of
talk-
Hunter's money. It's fine.
While O'Keel's talking, Ilse now has her blaster pistol out, and she's just checking it and putting it back into her holster and pulling out her stunner and checking her stunner and then putting that back in the holster in front of the pistol and
What if?
sprucing herself up for the night.
Okay, I have an idea. What if we give a mild poison to the child to make them sick, then take them through security to our ship so that we can get them off planet to the special medicine that they need for their medical condition?
Why would they expect us to be taking this kid off the station when there's a perfectly good med bay that the kid could be getting taken to?
We can tell them that they have a very, very rare disease and that they have used up their supply of medicine, which is also extremely rare and can't be found with a normal med station, or even a high-end one like this station I'm sure has.
Ilse stands next to O'Heel and just kind of goes, I'm with O'Heel. We probably should talk to Sapphire first before we use any more of your brain power to come up with these wonderful ideas of escape with the boy.
Listen, I haven't even started to give you some of my ideas that I've had for forcing Sapphire to help us get the kid off the station.
You know
Got some doozies involving Ilse's
that's my-
AIDS.
that's like my no grenades. We agreed no grenades.
Not on the spire, only in the ring.
As long as he cooperates, there will definitely be no grenades being set off.
Grenades will destroy the package. We cannot use grenades with the package. Anyway, let's get ready to go to the rodeo.
At this point, you hear bum bum. Search finished. There is one VIP booth left for reservation. This will cost you 2,000 credits.
And Ilse just goes, check.
Signature needed.
And she just starts writing out her husband's name.
And then
Alistair, Hunter.
Mr. Hunter, welcome back. Sorry, I was gonna say. Woo, there we go. Like,
I was like,
I was gonna continue,
that's a
and then I'm
glitch
like,
in the AI system. All right.
yeah, no, it was like I could
If
feel
that
it like
computer
tickling.
sneezed, does that mean that it has a virus?
Ooh.
Shut your mouth, you dog. No. Here is a treat, Fido.
Racist computer.
Just a laser comes out of the wall, like through the room.
Every time.
Meanwhile, O'Heal
like,
starts chasing the light.
Listen,
Not like
O'Heal's
running
not
around the room, but
cat
just like
in this
watching.
area.
Every time I think of like people like calling one of the NPCs like racist or anything, it always reminds me of Ravenscale's inquiry when the tiefling runs out of the alleyway to propose to a human girl, as Ash is like, tieflings are ruining the bloodline. And everyone's just like,
Ashdown was really offended that tiefling was marrying a human.
and it's like everyone just looked at Ash and was like, we'll talk about this later. And then his brain
Thankfully,
exploded.
we did not have to.
Yes. A god took care of that.
Puny god.
So yeah, you guys have a pretty much the VIP booth, and sorry, I just write that down. And they kind of gives you, like, it shows you kind of where it's located. And yeah, it says the show begins in 1 hour.
Ilse.
Please show.
No, you're good.
Please bring room key for pretty much access to the booth.
Ilse looks at Gerudo and Nighthawk, and O'Heal, and says, "Now we can't have you wearing this to the show. So come on, boys.
What's wrong with this?
Nothing's wrong with it for normal, everyday things, but we're in a VIP booth, and we must do something with it. Come on,
See,
let's.
I figure.
Good boy.
I actually figure
Come on.
O'Heal is.
Let's go."
I figure O'Heal is actually already dressed in a, not like the top of the top fancy, but a very nice, well-dressed, well-groomed outfit to play the part of Ilse's, basically administrator, that assistant administrator role.
And Ilse's saying that even that outfit's not good enough for a VIP booth, and that we have to go get you guys new outfits.
You just want to get new outfits. You just want to go. You want to take advantage of your husband's bank account right now.
Shopping spree.
Listen, there's only so much
Gerudo's
space
just
on
gonna
this
be
ship.
Like, I've got the same pair of clothes that I have got. I don't need anything new. I'm fine.
And Ilse just goes, "There's a wonderful tailor who has some very special cloth that they can make our clothing out of."
We only have an hour, though.
We're in space. They can do anything here.
If you
Cut
say
to the
so.
tailor. Are you guys going to the tailor?
I mean,
I
obviously
think
we're.
Gerudo's legitimately just gonna be like, no, I'm just wearing what I've got.
Gerudo, if you're gonna wear that, you cannot go, and we need you to maintain our cover. So you're coming along. You're getting a new outfit. Now, come on.
Hey. So you guys, well, I guess now we gotta like switch over. You guys are now in the tailor. Elsie, who's the name of this tailor that you created?
Hold on.
Hold on while you bring up space name generator.
Yeah, give me 1 second. We're gonna say that this those are so many terrible names. Here we go. This is Bowie. Bowie Chase.
Bowie David.
I like it. Bowie Chase is the name of this tailor.
And so this let's see, flamboyant, tall, hawkish looking man with long hair and tight pants, while looks at you and is like, "Oh, darling, welcome." I think this is very close to the same tailor voice I did for somebody else.
It has a certain Edna vibe to it.
Yeah, just oh, Ilse, it's been far too long, darling. Welcome back, welcome back. How was the last dress before you vomited all over it went?
It was to die for, and she like goes up to him and like they do like the French side kisses and
and they just, he's like, "Oh yes," and returns and just like, "Oh, and oh, what is this?"
and she goes,
doesn't really like just like kind of looks at both everybody else. Like just like, ugh.
And she goes, "Now you see what I have to work with. In 45 minutes we have a VIP booth and we must get the boys ready."
"Oh, this is more time than when you got drunk for the party, but we can work it." And then he's just like claps and he's like, "Babes, come out, we have to fix this emergency," as like all these like random like people come out and they're just like, "They're going to the rodeo, quick, make them look spiffy." And so like pretty much it's like part Oompa Loompas.
Oh, I love this so much.
They come out and it's like they start singing now. But it's just like it is like a smash cut of like we see and pretty much like we'll see Ilse just kind of like sitting in this chair getting her hair like kind of done and nails painted, as Bowie's just like, "Oh yes, pump up the volume of that hair. We can't, this thing hasn't been touched in years." And like it's like I wish I had like a bouncier, funner song for this, but I don't. And so he does that as like we see like suds fly up into the camera, and then we're over to O'Heel, and you see like he has like curlers in his mane and and like is just a very sophisticated suit, as like they're kind of making sure everything fits, and they're just like, oh, as Bowie comes over and is like, "Oh, Sophia, get him a different belt. It clashes with his mane. Oh, don't worry, darling. We'll make you look, oh, delicious." And like the fabric goes across the cameras. Now we're like in a seat as we have Gerudo fighting multiple people trying to cut his hair, and
Yes.
then as like Bowie just comes in and just is like puts his like feet like on your shoulders as he's just cutting, like, "Don't worry, this will make you look amazing. It's art, darling." And as we just like have Gerudo, like a growl of Gerudo, and it's just like fur and just like popping off everywhere. And yeah, as we kind of cut, as you guys now have 20 minutes to spare of Elsie kind of maybe hair just done, like just popping like in a way you never seen, and just like brought out like a new stylish like maybe an emerald, like kind of emerald colored dress, and that is like, you guys are like, we've never seen Elsie wear anything that nice. We see O'Heal in like pretty much this very fancy looking suit with blazer and everything, and Gerudo has half a haircut that looks, from one side, looks very nice. But they also, excuse me, they also gave him like a, and then, like, and there's like, it looks like the clothes went through war, but at the same time, it's like somehow very nice. And he's just, as Bowie like looks at, turns to Elsie and he's like, "Don't worry about the vodka. This is a new style that I read about off pretty much farther reaches of the galaxy. It's very rare and striking." And as like one of the, like, Sophia comes up and is like trying to offer like a top hat or fedora to Gerudo, just like, which one? Okay, that works. As like Bowie's just like, "Don't worry. Okay. Now if anyone asks where you got the striking styles from, just let them know. Just send them to Bowie. They'll know where to go."
And Ilse just like slightly just like leans into Bowie and she goes, "Now this is the special cloth fabric that we had made my other gown out of, correct?"
Yes. What's that fabric of?
It's a +8 cloth armor fabric.
Ooh, fancy.
Is that what you already had?
Well, I had +8 cloth armor, but I'm not wearing.
I don't know. Like, in my head, I was like, I don't know what everyone's armor is. Yeah, so like pretty much if you guys had stats or stuff.
I just looked up what armor would be suitable for like this type of like design, and so it costs 500 CR for like regular like cloth armor. So I'm
actually, you know what? Yeah. So like it, stat wise and everything.
My cloth armor had magnetic grapples on the shoes. Okay. I don't like them forcing me to take this plebeian suit.
We weren't even wearing our armor onto the ship anyway, so it didn't matter.
I did. Mine's tech level 10. You couldn't tell it was armor.
I still like to imagine that Gerudo, like, they like, you wouldn't let them take off your old armor, so they just like, no stats change. They just like put a jacket over you, just like, there we go. Yep. But yeah, like stats and everything, like nothing actually mechanically changed unless you're gonna pay more for it or whatever. Shoot, there was something else.
Yeah, I don't know what everybody else had armor-wise, but I just assumed that would be that we weren't wearing our armor onto the ship, because that would have been very suspect.
O'Heal doesn't really have armor of any kind specifically.
Now you do.
O'Heal is not a fighter. He's not the combat type.
But you're on the ship with Ilse, and you never know when something's going to pop off. So now you have a little more protection just in case.
Never know when Ilse's going to go and throw a grenade around.
It's either an alarm clock or grenade. It goes back and forth. Elsie, one thing I wanted to ask is, I said dress, but do you think Elsie would be
she'd
like
be in a, she would
business
be in a dress.
suit, or like either one? Like Bowie can design it to make it look fashionable in either way. Like if she would be, if you're gonna go with the dress, that works. If you want to be like high end like business suit.
No, so it would be, so it would look like a fancy flowy gown, but then she would have had it like made in such a way that it's like a skirt in the bottom, and that if something were to happen, that she can just kind of like rip really hard on the flowy part, and that just detaches.
I'm also now imagining that as we get to this rodeo, we're going to be just massively overdressed.
We're in a VIP. I'll love it if
Still...
Dave role plays it that we're the only people dressed up fancy for this thing. But
all right. Well, you guys have just enough time to make it in there. So you guys make it there. You show your key, unless you plan on stopping anywhere else. But if you do, you will be late to the show. All right.
I don't think we'd want to be significantly late by any stretch, but I can imagine Ilse being the type to be just that couple minutes behind the fashionably late side of things.
no, Ilse's still on military time, so she's showing up on time. She grabs O'Keel's arm as if he's her escort, and she makes Gerudo like walk right behind them.
Oh, Gerudo's walking right behind them, and he looks very unhappy. He's
With his
obviously
hair.
a body. He's
just had a dramatic
very much a bodyguard that is extremely unhappy.
Oh, the typical scout.
Yes.
Sometimes with my fan through these headphones, it sounds like it's raining, and I'm like, is it? I have my windows open, so I'm just like, uh-oh. Yeah, you know what? I want to change, instead of half a haircut, maybe they like were able to save it, so that way it's like a very intimidating looking mohawk. It's a tri-hawk. It's 3 times the intimidation. It has no actual stat bonus. No.
They cut it just enough, like on the sides, that the top looks like this fancy like hair.
You know what? I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll a d20. I have 2 hairstyles. Odds or evens?
Evens.
Okay. So I'll let you choose, since I rolled a 10. Would you prefer a form of a mohawk or a straight up mullet?
Let's go mullet.
All right. There we go. And what you can't see is that they dyed like the back tips a different color.
Love it. Love it.
So any poops. Moving forward, you guys make your way up. There is a like pretty much the AI computer system like that is in your like key that's kind of helping you. Is just like gives you directions, and you get up to your room, your VIP room, and it lets you in. And you still have like maybe like 5 minutes before everything's kicking off. And as you walk in, like you see it's just like a normal booth, like maybe like one of the VIP booths that you guys would get from a like a hockey game or something, where it's just like it's got the bar and everything. As this bartender is in there, and he's just like, "Welcome. Would you prefer to purchase one of the packages here?" And it's like it gives you like option A, which is like alcohol with small like hors d'oeuvres. Package 2, which is like just food, or package 3, unlimited everything.
How much is package 3?
Package 3 is 5,000 credits.
We'll take it.
Okay. And it's just, you guys are able to tell it's like, if you guys ever seen Passengers, it's like the robot, bartender. Kind of, not the same one, but something very similar, where it's just, he's like kind of just goes back and forth on his track, and then turns around, hits a button or two, as like you kind of see like food kind of warming up in like kind of these hot lamps warming up, as he informs you in 20 minutes food will be delivered. And like he take
no, you good.
He's just and then he takes like your drink orders if you guys want any, and then kind of goes into standby mode once you guys are done interacting with him.
Ilse takes 2 very quick shots, and then just orders a bottle of a very dark liquid.
O'Heel's gonna lean over to Ilse and just remember, while this is pleasure too, we are working, so please keep that in mind.
Ilse pops the top and takes another swig out of the bottle.
Drunk
O'Heel's
level
gonna
at 32.
O'Heel's gonna grab or pocket the key, and I'll be back in 5 minutes and take a quick wander around the entry area around the stadium and see if he can spot Sapphire potentially around.
Okay. Garuda, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna basically stand there behind Ilse and look grumpy.
So, as you guys are sitting there, like, trying to see which one of these songs could possibly work a little bit better. Let's see, we might... I'm, like, searching through everything, which... I don't know what this song sounds like.
Let's go.
But we're gonna switch to it. So pretty much the whole stage turns dark as in the room as like these lights come up, and pretty much this guy comes up with like this like pretty much like just grunge looking like kind of suit, as like lights are going over there, lasers and smoke, and it's like, are you ready for the rodeo? As like, and wait, no, I want to rechange. He's got like a bandana, one of those open vests. He's got vacuumed meat in long kind of cylinders, thin cylinders. Like, yes, let's do this. And he's like, as like pretty much these guys show up, and like he's definitely wearing like kind of retro like sunglasses with thick frames, like colored, and beard, and just has a layer of sweat, and he's like, oh yeah, and as like all of a sudden like pretty much these like robot like pretty much horses and like kind of alien looking horses to exotic looking like buffalo, and there's just like pretty much like humans that are just like pretty much trying to like ride these rodeos, and just like, that's right, the longest one that can stay on. The beast will be able to go home with a prize of 30 million credits and possibly a call from his mother, as he like starts eating like the meat, and he's like, buy it, I'm sponsored. As like kind of lasers and everything are going off, and I need a drink of water after doing that voice.
And Ilse is like just like screaming at the top of her lungs, like woo, and like pops the bottle and just takes another.
Garuda,
swig.
what do you think of this?
I think Garuda's begrudgingly enjoying himself. Like, you can kind of see him trying to frown. He's just kind of like.
Yeah. And it's just like, that's right. For the rodeo, we have special, our special concert, That is all the way from the Alpha Sector Beta 39. That's right, the referee can only say numbers that begin with 30. It is Death Rodeo. And it's just like, it's like these band of like voggers come up, like just wailing on what, like lightning guitars. I don't know. It's a guitar made out of lightning, and like drums made out of I don't know, the most like unethical thing, turtle shells.
Oh, Garuda's starting to get into it now.
Yeah, and it's just like the music. Like, if you guys have ever seen the videos, I think I don't know where. I think it's like kind of in Mongolia. There's like this group that is like, they do like this throat singing, and it's like, it's a really cool band. I don't know what it is, but it's like, it's something like on the lines of that, where it's just like, Elsie, you have no clue what they're saying, but it's just like that, you hear that and you're just like, between that and the buzz you've been working on, like, you guys are kind of getting into this where you don't even realize the food has been delivered. You just turn around and there's like just like the greasiest looking, like, deep fried food. So while this is all going on, we turn and we go to O'Heal, who you kind of hear just like, oh yeah, like just muffled like in the hallways as you're just kind of going down. You don't really see anybody, but eventually you kind of come up to this these two people come up in pretty much in like definitely guard uniform. One is pretty much a silver non-gendered robot that is walking by, and next to them is another person that has slightly higher, what you assume is, they have a different like kind of marking, but it is a vogger with dark gray fur and like a scar like deeply like cut over their left eye. Sure, as it's got like pierced ears, and they kind of spot you as they walk over, and the vogger's like, "Now, is there anything we can help you with?"
Yes. I was just I thought I saw somebody I knew, and I was trying to see if I could find them again. Don't suppose you would have seen someone let's see, what was the description of Sapphire again? All I have is they were always wearing Sapphire clothes. But I would have seen them going to the elevator, so I'll give a kind of like a brief summary description of the of
male, sapphire glasses, dark scraggly hair, kind of short, and you knew that he was wearing like an engineer clothing. But if you want to,
I would have left the clothing or that part of the clothing, just that it was that they tend to wear that sapphire color, as they're pretty much always wearing that sapphire color. And see if did you happen to see them go by?
As you kind of say this, the AI kind of turns to, or like the robot turns to the vogger, and it's like, that description sounds like Martin Richmond. And the vogger's just like, Z, I'll take care of this. Why don't you keep doing the rounds? I'll meet up with you later. As like the robot's just like kind of clicks their head to the side, just like, if that is what you want, sir. And like the robot kind of just stiffly but quickly continues walking as like this Vogger kind of just like puts like his hand in his fur and kind of like rubs the back of his head, just like tired, just like I'm sorry, this music kind of gets a little bit on my nerves, but anyway, first things first, my name's Nikolai. Sorry, not Nikolai. I can't even read my own name. Neolai. My name's Neolai. I'm one of the captains here, but let's see. I got nothing better to do. I can do a quick look. Does this person know that you're here, or?
We haven't had a chance to get in touch with them yet. I'm here with a couple of friends, and we're trying to get in touch with them. Just haven't gotten a. We just arrived a little while ago and thought they might have been coming up to the show. So, if you happen to see them, it sounds like you might know who this person is better.
It matches a description of somebody that works here, but here, what booth are you in? And I can go poke my head and see if I see him, but yeah, if I do see him, we can send him over.
Sure, and yeah, if you can just ask if they'd like to visit a VIP booth for a little while. We're looking to meet them. We're in VIP booth, whatever they number is for it. We didn't give it a number, but whatever that. And yeah, just
it's triple Z because it's the last one.
It makes sense. Yeah, I mean, if you happen to know where they're at, if you can just pass the invitation on for us, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. But and seriously though, while the show's going on, you can't be in the hallway.
Yeah, I was just lost track of the time a little bit. I'll be heading back up to our booth now.
No problem. And he kind of heads out, and to the best of your knowledge, is going to do that search.
And as O'Heal is walking back towards this VIP booth and hearing the very loud music going on, he's going to take a couple of earbuds and stick them in his ears to block some of the noise.
You want the music louder? Okay. Yeah, so like you do that as you walk in, and like you now see like the band just like doing their music, and like now like the band with the like performers and the MC are like now all like jousting with these metal horses against like other thing, and they're just like, yeah, what team are you on? With this, like everyone is screaming and jumping up. What is Ilse and Vogger doing?
I'll let you go first, Ilse.
So Ilse is halfway down the bottle and has just dropped it at this point because I don't think she can physically take in any more alcohol, and she's just like, is there like a railing on the VIP booth?
Yeah.
So she's like half on the railing, half on like a seat, and she's just like, yeah, woo, this is awesome. And like just a little bit of like vomit comes up out of her mouth, and she just like stops it and like swallows it back down and just like shakes her head and then goes, woo.
I said Fogger when I should have said Gerudo.
Yeah,
that's right.
Gerudo is
species.
Gerudo's just kind of sitting there. He's still scowling, but he's just kind of.
It's happy scowls.
O'Heal coming back into the room, seeing the state of Ilse, is just going to whisper to the bartenders, like, "This between us. She's cut off. No more."
And he just kind of gives you a thumbs up.
It doesn't matter what she says, she's cut off. Just make something
Understood.
that tastes like it. And then I'm going to go down and it's like, Elsie, real quick, and just trying to get Elsie's attention long enough to pass on that.
I
We may
think
have
you're
a
gonna
visitor
need.
coming.
I think you need a roll to get her attention. I don't know what, but I think it has to be something.
Let's see,
I think it needs
what-
to be a contested roll. I don't even know if that's a thing.
We can make it a thing.
How about let's just do characteristic. Like just do a characteristic thing. We'll just do straight characteristic of
Let's see.
Do you want me to roll my endurance?
we can do that.
Or am I rolling like intellect? At
Maybe
this point?
intellect,
Yeah.
intellect, just to see how much you're aware of what's happening.
Should I roll to see if I have a plus or a minus to my roll on this?
Nah, just do
Okay.
straight.
This is straight. All right, so this is just it's a +0 roll on this for me. So let's roll that. That is a 9 for Elsie.
And that is a 10 for O'Heal.
Yeah, so like you barely like hear something, and you turn and like your eyes like slowly like kind of focus, and then you see O'Heal like he's not like right up in your face, but like with your perspective, you're just like, whoa, like you're close.
O'Heal, so you'd be like, just big sigh, like, of course. Yes, we have potential to have Sapphire joining us here shortly. I found a security guard that may be able to put us in contact with them, and I invited them back up to our VIP booth to join us so we can potentially discuss things. So try to hold it together.
And Elsie like is just like half wobbled, like she's not like all the way gone, but like she's definitely inebriated at this point. And she goes, "I know what to do," and she like just goes to the fried food and just grabs like a plate full, and then like adds like maybe like 2 more pieces of like, I don't know if there's like giant like turkey legs or something, and then just like kind of like wobbles her way back over to the front and like plops down in the chair and just starts eating food to just kind of like balance out the amount of alcohol in her system.
At this point, like the concert goes on like maybe a little bit longer, and there's like, thanks for coming, everybody. Now make sure you go down to Wubba Dubba Big Old Meat Stack if you want some of this old meat sticks. And
Oh.
and yeah, it's, I don't even know. I wanted this one. So at this point, like, this stage, like, it just goes like, there's this flash of light and everything's cleared off as, like, we see a display, like, of a countdown of, like, 3 days, like, the show will happen again. But, yeah, at that point, like, you kind of see people moving, like from the pit and everything, but like the VIP area, like you, your bartender is just, exit is not mandatory until an hour afterwards. By then, the way should be clear from the commoners below, and like he continues to like serve and do all that other stuff. So like you guys have like an hour left in the booth. So are you guys just gonna kind of wait? You guys gonna eat, drink, discuss? What do you want to do?
You'll see, as the show kind of ends, is just still trying to like stuff more of this like meat in her mouth, and then like just a cataclysmic event of just too much meat, and like just like vomits like through her nose, and like crumples on the chair and just throws up like right in the front all of the stuff that she just had. But as soon as she throws up, she feels way better and is like way more with it than she was before.
And it's like, as soon as the vomit happens, we cut to Bowie as his eye twitches. And he's like, "Oh, darling, she did it again." Bowie's a ring wraith, but for his clothing. You know what I also realized? This is episode 4. In the Blades in the Dark episode, number 4 is the Aggro Crag episode. Apparently, when we hit episode 4 in any of these shows, naturally, some sort of pop media reference comes out. This one was inadvertent, half planned. No, all of it was improv.
All of it was improv. I'll put on sci-fi. 100 best sci-fi baby names, and Bowie and Chase were like right on top of each other, and I was like, yeah, that sounds great.
And then the MC, I was trying really hard to say something without actually saying snap into a certain meat product. But anyway.
Snap into a Wubba Dubba bomb!
Yeah, I wish my brain was thinking that, but I was more like, my throat doesn't feel great.
Suck on one of these meat stacks.
So...
I don't like it when I said
about... I don't know why I was saying it in the moment, but anyway. In about, like, 15 minutes, you guys hear, ow. There we go. A knock on the door. But it sounds metallic and sci-fi.
So O'Heal will look over at Gerudo and then walk up and answer the door.
Alright. The door opens and the man that was in the elevator is now looking at you. Sapphire, well, at least looking up at you. He's short. You can definitely tell that he's tired. And everyone sees the sapphire rimmed glasses. As like he goes and like rubs his like kind of head, and you can see like his fingernails are like of the same like color, like painted the same color. And he's like, okay, you wanted to Neil, I said you wanted to talk with me.
You must be Sapphire. Please.
And
join
like
us
when you
for,
say that name, he like forces himself in and closes the door. It's like, don't say that name out in public. Who told you about me?
A mutual friend of ours said that you would be someone we could talk to about certain things on the station.
I need a name. Everybody has certain friends, at least ones that claim to be friends.
Hold on. And Ilse like steps up like half, like she's like a quarter drunk now, and she's just like, Talia. She sent us and told us all about you.
Oh,
and like
it's one of these jobs.
Ilse like boops him on the nose.
As like he's like, don't touch me. And like he kind of looks over at Gerudo and is just like, can you keep your inebriated, I guess, comrade away from me?
And she goes, I am not inebriated. I am loose.
I bet you are. And turns to... I couldn't keep a straight face with that one. And so turns to like catch the eye of O'Heal and Gerudo, just like, so what can I help you with? We gotta make this quick. I gotta get back to my job.
So we're told that you would be able to help us acquire a certain silver briefcase that is around the station right now. and potentially yeah, at least get us in contact with a way of getting a hold of that briefcase.
If only you talked to me like an hour before. I've been trying to get that thing off my hands. It's a heavy job, my friends, but we might be able to still do. And he's like kind of looking out into the crowd a little bit, as he's like, okay, look, I literally just made the drop off, and he pretty much kind of points like over there. He's just like, don't make a big deal about it. And I'm trying to think if there's stealth. I'm gonna need stealth rolls for this. Stealth or something that just to make sure that you are not pulling attention towards yourself. As he kind of points to another booth. So can you make those checks?
I rolled a 10.
I'm gonna roll carouse just for the fact that she's like slightly drunk. And that's a 7.
Alright.
I'm trying to think. Stat-wise, would that go? Would that be something I can roll with education, or what? What do I want to roll that with?
Probably more of a social.
Oh shoot!
Just
I forgot about that whole thing.
Yeah.
That was an 8.
Yeah. Pretty much because like I'll just say something with social mainly because you're not like climbing in ductwork or something. You're still like very public, so you're trying to like pretty much just not draw attention to yourself.
So stealth with social. There's got to be something else I can work with here. I don't want the -3.
Deception, maybe, if you want to do that, or if you just don't want to look, that's also possible. Like,
so I think O'Heal would probably. O'Heal might actually just kind of take a brief glance at his comrades in the booth and make sure they saw where it was.
mm-hmm.
I don't know, Gerudo, did you roll for it?
Yeah, well,
I can also, I can see Gerudo being kind of leaning towards Gerudo to kind of spy out that sort of stuff where, yeah, O'Heal knows that, no, I don't want to draw attention to myself, but also not being particularly sneaky in general.
Yeah.
Maybe also intellect if that would change anything for you guys. Like, just like making sure, like, I don't know, maybe if you're gonna hug, like, not hug, but just sit in a place where, which I guess it'd also be so. I'll allow social or intellect, like where it's like maybe you're positioning yourself in a place to like where it wouldn't look strange to glance over.
Yeah, I mean, Gerudo kind of. So, I mean, I rolled a 10 on my stealth. And I think he's. I could roll with streetwise, but stealth.
You got it. Like, you're fine because there's still a lot of things going on. And then Elsie had rolled an 8, correct?
Yeah, she rolled an 8.
Okay. So, pretty much, Sapphire kind of points with his head, like, nondescriptly, and you guys see pretty much this large... I gotta just check real quick. I don't think I have so many stinking notes all over the place. Where's my phone? Is it in there? That's sanity lost. That's not helping us.
It's Theodore.
Why, hello there.
He just like pops up next to Elsie, and Elsie goes, ah! Vomits a little more.
So-
And then falls off the balcony.
Mission complete. And then like and then we just cut to Theodore on a boat under a podium with a mission accomplished sign overhead, with giving a thumbs up. Next, back to 19 whatever to Centralia.
Love it.
Any poops. If you guys want to know about Theodore, you got to listen to Sanity Lost. He shows up every once in a while. Yes, so pretty much over there you see like this man with like a crew cut with like it's short on the sides and with like a tuft of hair. I don't know what hairstyle that is, but it is like dyed silver. As like his arms are also like this dull metallic kind of silvery look. They're definitely replacements, prosthetics. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. As he kind of just has like this dark like kind of vest on and dark pants. He's got like a small collection of people, and you guys notice that child that was with Sapphire earlier is now in that room, and he's like, yes, look, it wasn't a good job, but I need to get it off my hands right away. Working with Gil Carnivest is you never want to stay there long. But if you want Dust, you're gonna have to move quick. He ain't gonna be here more than a day or two.
Do you happen to know what he's planning on doing with Dust?
Look, I'm just a lowly smuggler, and I'm trying to keep my nose out of here. I'm planning on getting off more Spire as soon as I can. I don't want to be involved in any of this. So I got paid, and I will be gone by tomorrow.
Well, do you happen to know where we might be able to find Gil and this courier with Dust to perhaps relieve him of it in the process?
Well, I know I had to meet him in the VIP soon, but I could be persuaded. And so I'm going to need either a skill check or a bribe or something to get him to open up. And I'm going to say right now, the way this is set, Elsie, you would know, putting something like this on Hunter's credit card would not look good. So I'm letting you know that is not an option for this.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, it's like, how many credits would this be?
I'll let you do it, but at the same time, it's not a good look.
She's not
It's the
making great
bribery
choices
card.
right now. So
It's
so
the
she like
bribery
leans
card.
in, and it's just like a quarter drunk now. It's just like, that's Gil, and like pulls out her like little like credit chip, and she's like, how much?
Garudo's just gonna snag the credit chip away from her.
And she still
And
like says
go-
it because she doesn't realize it's not in her hand. She's like, how much for the information? And she's somehow turning like southern. in her drunkenness.
Yeah, Elsie's iconic code switching. It's an attribute now. Oh man, I should have been. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna just make a joke. I should have been like, "Now, you listen here, bugger." Do a play off of Josh.
You listen to me right now. My name's Elsie Savage Hunter, and you,
Ghosts.
you cheeky chancer.
I couldn't remember the line. Anyway, O'Heal, you were about to say something?
So O'Heal's going to attempt to persuade Sapphire to assist us more in this, but it's probably not going to go very well with a 6 on this persuade.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's like, look, I know we just got here. We don't want to put you into too much of a position. We've heard about Gil, but yeah, if you could at least point us in the right direction, then that would help a ton.
I don't see why I should help y'all. You got to make it worth my while.
At this moment, Ilse pulls out her pistol and just places it right at his crotch. And like,
Gerudo's gonna gently grab the pistol and take it away.
now her hand's just at his crotch.
Replace it with an onion ring.
And then Gerudo's going to put his hand kind of on her face and just tip her back into her chair. And then he's going to pull out his own credit stick, and he's going to say, "All right, listen, 500 if you help us get the kid and the briefcase away, and off the station."
And like he just starts laughing. It's like 500, son. I was paid 50,000 just to get that child on here. I ain't risking something for that. Now, I won't help you with the physical labor, but if you're willing to do that, I could let you know where they're staying because I saw that.
All right. And what's your price on that?
Same thing, 500, and I'll let you know where they are, and I'll be out of here. As like he kind of holds like his cred stick, like where you do the tappy and the transference. Like, do I have a deal?
Gerudo's gonna look over at O'Heal and kind of raise an eyebrow.
I mean, it's at least something. Do you know how they're planning on getting this kid off the station?
That's not part of my job. My job was just to get the child here. Sorry, he wouldn't have said child. He would have said the package.
Gerudo will transfer over 500 credits.
And like he just looks at his display and he's like, okay. They're in one of the galaxy suites. So, pretty much if
one of the galaxy suites.
Let me finish. You paid money, and I'm letting you know. They're in one of the galaxy suites. As you know, there's 9 of them. What they don't tell you is that there's the mystery one. A 10th one that only goes in and out of season every once in a while. We call it X. So, pretty much, you just need to get in there. And like he's like, and look, yeah, even though kind of nods her head to like Ilse, who's like, I don't know, doing whatever in the seat, just like wibble wobbling all over the place, like maybe mumbling, Wubba Dubba big old meat stack.
And she's just like, you better give us that information before I shoot you in. Her like homeworld language is coming out of her mouth right now.
Like, Yeah, that matches more of what I was expecting. Can't dress up anything. Anyway, look, here's a map. I don't want anyone going around saying that I highballed you, and so, or that I was unfair in our trade. And he kind of gives you a map. And he's like, look, this suite is a little weird. It rotates around a little bit. That's why it's not always on the market, and it's more for the more underground, if you get my drift. So, pretty much at certain parts of the day, these are the places it could be. But I would move fast, because that Gil ain't one to stick around long.
Confirmed.
Thanks. Pleasure doing business. And like gives you both of you two a nod, and he's just like, okay, I feel sorry for you. The last thing, and he like kind of walks over to Elsie, and like kind of just looks at you, and then like kind of, it's like a smelling salt. He just snaps under your nose, which like instantly wakes you back up, and he's just like like as you're still like holding the onion ring at his crotch, and then just snaps it, and like within a couple seconds, like you have like clarity of mind. And with that, I'll be on my way.
Real quick before you go, where'd you get those, and can we get some?
And like he just kind of slides like a digital like card, and like, you can order them off here. They're kind of pricey, but she was kind of pissing me off. So, and she, as he turns back to him, he's like, stay off the drink. And yeah, so he kind of heads out, and he's like, yeah, he's just like, pleasure doing business, as the door closes, and he's gone.
Gerudo's gonna take the pistol and set it on the table, and then the credit stick and set it on the table. He's gonna look at Ilse and go, last time, Ilse. Don't let it happen again.
And Ilse, like, now having, like, clarity, just goes, why do I oh gosh, I can't even think what her voice is. Why do I have an onion ring in my hand? She, like, drops it and, like, just picks her stuff up and just, like, looks at Gerudo and just goes, thank you. Apparently I have a accent that's southern now.
Don't worry, you'll have a new one next episode.
That's what's sticking when I talk right now.
Gerudo will say, alright, we need to come up with a plan. We need to come up with a plan fast.
Well, I mean, we can't just walk in necessarily, but if we, so here's the problem: if we, with this package being in Gil's hands, if we make ourselves known to Gil, then he has to die. Like, there's no option at that point. If he finds out that it's us, and we get a hold of this package, he can't live. He can't get off the station at that point. Now, we did get the word there's a bonus if we got proof of death, proof of kill on him, but do we want to go that route?
I'm not opposed to it.
Maybe we should take this conversation back to our rooms and figure out what we're going to do here.
Sounds good.
Ilse, slightly embarrassed by all of this, just keeps her mouth shut until they're back in the room.
Before y'all leave, Ilse, I need to give you the results of your stealth roll. Because as you get up and you look over, you see that the person that was identified as Gil is staring right into your suite right at you. We'll see you guys next week.
Dun dun dun.
Was it just kind of like flutters your hair back?
Yeah, just pulls his hair back, and he like holds up a sign. There's vomit on your dress now. Puts the hair back, his flecks of vomit.
Knees weak, palms are sweaty. Vomit on his dress. It's mom's spaghetti.
No, it's not mom's spaghetti. It's Wubba Dubba's meat sticks turkey legs.
Wubba Dubba's
Mixed
I
with
think
alcohol.
Wubba Dubba was the MC. I think that's Wubba Dubba's the MC, the canon.
We get more Wubba Dubba. Awesome. We're going there for our next one.
Perfect.
When everything goes wrong, that's where we're
Alright.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed episode 4. I don't know the name of it, but you guys do because it's on YouTube. So until next time, we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Bye.
Deuce.